Yo, what's good, my peoples? Welcome to Box Center. Y'all already know what it is, man.
Right, bro. I love the way that these Russians talk to each other, bro. They're like, you know what? I'm not gonna do no trash talking. Let's just get in the ring. Let the action speak for itself, and we're here to fight. And that's what I loved about it.
What's going on, my man? JSmiff, a Dominican brother.
Yo, what's good, my peoples? Happy to join you, my peoples.
Trying to figure this out. Yeah.
¿Cómo
Yeah.
está, papá? ¿Todo bien?
Está todo heavy, activo, estamos aquí.
Estamos bien, estamos bien.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Got the island in here now, brother.
So
Oh shoot.
I
What's
was
going on,
watching
JSmiff?
before I was able to jump in. I was watching the show. I seen you guys was talking about Bivol, Beterbiev. So whenever I can chime in, I definitely want to talk about that.
Yeah, man. No, go ahead.
So, so I actually predicted that Bivol was going to win this fight, and the beginning of the first half of the fight played out exactly the way that I said on video. Bivol was gonna jump ahead on the scorecards. Beterbiev was gonna become more aggressive, and it was going to be up to Bivol to. Now let me just fast forward to the outcome. Some people saying it's a robbery, some people saying it was good. Me, I had the benefit of watching the fight after it had happened. I was working on some baseball stuff yesterday. By the time I got home, the fight was over. So I watched the replay. That gave me the benefit to actually rewind a couple of times to see some of the exchanges. And honestly, watching the replay, I felt like Bivol edged it out. But but I was talking to a sports reporter, a OG. Like, this guy's 70 years old and he's been covering boxing for over 40 years. This is what he told me, and I respect it. He told me, listen, Jay, we're talking about two undefeated champions, right? When you got two undefeated champions and they have swing rounds, usually judges are going to give those to the aggressor.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So most of the swing rounds that we may have felt could have went to Bivol, if they're close enough, the judges are gonna give them to Beterbiev.
Yeah. And
So
it was interesting because this team says that in the interview. They're like, he was the more defensive fighter, people, and I'm like, yeah, but that's the problem. The judges don't treat that with value like they do with offense.
they
So
don't
yeah,
give
you're
it.
right, man.
But I tell
Yeah.
you what, listen, it was close enough, competitive enough that I'm not willing to call it a robbery. Um, it was close enough that I think Beterbiev won. The judges gave it to him, and I respect that.
Yeah. I just think the one score was pretty wide,
Yeah, yeah.
116-112.
Oh man, that was
That's
wild.
pretty
That was wild.
ridiculous.
That was wild.
Yeah, yeah, that
See,
person probably needs to be investigated.
and I just want to point and I just want to point out something. That's the problem with judging. That every time a judge comes up with a crazy scorecard, there never seems to be any repercussions for that. It's just like, okay, it is what it is. There should be some
Yeah,
type of system in place to say, okay, that scorecard is crazy. You need to explain every round why you scored it that way.
And
right.
that
Yeah.
makes me think that that judge is working for Devin Haney too. Who knows, man? Who knows?
Or like the Loma situation. Yeah, this is kind of like the same thing. Like a lot of people think that B-Ball won, just like they thought Loma beat Devin, and yeah, I think it's pretty much even though a lot of like, the way it's split. Like there's a consensus, right? But at the same time, nobody's really crying wolf because you can see how somebody can score for Beterbiev, and you can see how it can be scored for Bivol also. So like a draw would have been the perfect situation, but Bivol, he's a good man. He took his loss in grace. He said the right things in my prediction. I like the way he took his loss, man, like a champ. And I think
Yep.
he can win the second fight for sure.
I gotta point something out. Remember, guys, there's no rematch clause. And sometimes, I'm not gonna say this is always, but sometimes when there's no rematch clause, that means one of the two fighters already decided, if I win, I'm not giving him a rematch. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe Beterbiev was thinking about retirement. I mean, he is 39, so maybe he's thinking about hanging it up. Maybe this is what the ultimate goal was for him.
Um,
Those guys aren't really motivated by money, right?
but
And that's what I admire of them as fighters. I don't think what you just said. Those are not the type of fighters that are motivated by money. They're more
Yeah,
motivated by the glory of the sport. You know,
yeah, yo,
we're talking about like throwing it back. You know, like when you used to have like Hitman Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, those type of fights where they wanted the belts. They didn't really care about the money because they knew that if the fight was interesting, they put a great show for the people. The money was gonna come by itself. They
hmm
just wanted to get the belts to make legacy, and that's what I respect. That's what I think boxing needs. None of this padded record or pretty boy Floyd type of records where everybody has to be undefeated. You know what I mean?
yeah. Shout out to Dwight Fraser. He says, Beterbiev picked up the pace, although the fight. I believe Bivol scored the best punches though, but the right guy won due to aggression. Yeah, that's like you said. Like that's probably what the judges were looking at more. And it's weird because you can't count punches, man. You can't do that. Like you're not gonna see every punch, especially where these judges are sitting. Too
no,
many
no,
angles.
and it's not just that. You know, every punch doesn't land as clean or as effective. So
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So even sometimes when guys are moving back, that doesn't mean that they got hit clean or flush. They could have just saw the punching, trying to avoid it.
Isabel Hernández, hey, ¿qué es lo que? Estamos aquí activos hablando de boxeo. Una vaina
Yeah,
bien.
man. Yeah. What you guys think about the card though? Did you get to watch the rest of the card? I thought it was a pretty decent card.
I mean, I didn't watch all of the card. I mainly tuned in for the main event. But I'm not sure if it was the Ben Whitaker situation that happened on the undercard. So I saw that, and I kind of think he did take a dive just with the way he kind of like leaned back, bro.
Yeah.
And you know, if you fall off the ring, we've seen it plenty of times. You know what I mean, where people have fell out the ring and gotten back up. And the thing is that people actually put their hands right before the impact, so there's no way he could have got hurt.
Right, right,
I
yeah.
I don't
No,
know. I don't know
he
if
did that.
I don't know if this is true, but I've been hearing that there's people there saying supposedly, you know, that people in his corner, Ben Whitaker's corner, was telling him, yo, act like you hurt, stay down. Like they were hurt telling him that.
I mean, he was getting touched, man. He was going through some adversity there. You know, he wasn't looking like himself. And that's what these Turkey Out Sheep cards are, though. He makes you fight tough fights, man, and you got to be ready. This is not gonna be an easy fight. He
Yeah.
should have known that. That guy was extremely experienced. You know, Ben Whitaker only got 8 fights, so it's a huge step up. He's got to perform, but he did not look like the slick guy that we all thought he was.
And you know that, you know, he wanted to show out, but that's, you know, that's boxing. You know, sometimes you expect. I thought that he was gonna show out. It doesn't always play out that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but in my opinion, he's trying to play a Prince Ahmed, and there's only one Prince Ahmed. You know what I mean? In
yeah,
boxing, there's
man.
only one.
Yep,
You
yep.
can't try to copy his style. It's like me. My uncle is Felix Trinidad, but
Mhm.
I can't sit here and try to copy my uncle's style because a lot of the stuff that he does doesn't work for me, but some of it does. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's true. That's true. Ben Whitaker got to be his own self. Like he got to be him.
I mean,
I agree, man.
I think that in his case, he has to just focus on boxing a little bit more. You know, the showboating, you don't need to do all that. You're early into your career. You're still trying to beat somebody. You still haven't done, for the lack of a better word, you haven't done Nathan in the sport of
Yeah.
boxing. So all that showboating, in reality, you turning fans off. You know, I know that there's fans that like it, but I think that, you know, you have to, you know, show in the ring. That showboating has to transition into a performance. We didn't get that, right? So now when you
Right, right.
showboating and you getting hands and feet put on you, you're not looking good, brother.
Yeah, I think they moved him a little too fast too. Like, it's weird, man. He went viral on the internet, so they thought, he's the next big thing. But nah, man, he only got 8 fights and he never really beat anybody. So why would you throw him in here against a very experienced guy who has like almost 30 fights and has been around, styles? this is the pros, man. It's a whole different game than the amateurs.
Facts, facts. And you know what? Ben Whitaker, yo, he has, you could see that he has the talent. You could see that he has the potential. Obviously,
Tiene calibre.
el tipo
Yeah,
es grande, he's a big dude. He has that height and reach advantage
yeah,
over 99% of his opponents, right? So he has all of the tangibles to have an exceptional career. However, he's still in that development process and he's just not ready to step up yet based on what we saw in that last fight.
yeah. No, I agree, man. I think like they should have took their time with him. Obviously, he's got a lot of buzz behind his name, but you still got to build him up the right way. You got to let him get in there, see all the different styles, be in the different positions. You know, build them up properly, man, and then present them to these turkey out sheet cards. Because these cards are full of upsets. You know, guys get exposed all the time on these cards, man. It's not a game.
Yeah, yo.
That's the thing though. Matchroom and Turkish, they like having cards that are pretty even because they don't want to have uneven matchups because then that makes their network look bad, which that's what I respect because they really want fighters to fight the best of the best. When it comes down to it, that's what you're here for. There is a building process, but I believe that your building process should be at least your first 15, maybe 17 fights.
Yeah.
Then after that, you have to jump into what's called the elite level as a pro.
hmm No, I totally agree. Yeah, yeah. You definitely got to do all that first before you start to put your name in the hat. Which, Top Rank does a tremendous job of building their stars. Like they're probably the best at that,
Now,
matching guys up.
I want to say one thing. You know who they're doing an exceptional job with? Kermel Moton,
Oh yeah.
who fought on Danny
Yeah, Danny.
Garcia's
Yeah, yeah,
card yesterday. You have to think about it. They're keeping. He just turned pro and he's already 6-0. They're keeping him super active. You see him on social media, super active as well. So
yeah.
they're doing an amazing job with Kermel.
Yeah, no doubt. And like I look at Abdullah Mason for Top Rank. I think he's got like 18 fights already. He's got more than Keyshawn. Like he's got more fights. I think he's 20 years old, and the kid's a big lightweight. Like he's gonna probably be a welterweight by the time he starts contending for titles. But just the way that they're going with him and Xander now, we're seeing Xander. We watch him blossom at Top Rank. He's probably gonna start fighting in these Turkey out sheet cards soon. I definitely think he can start fighting against these big 54 pounders, against Virgil Ortiz and these other guys. But
For me, lightweights, they have to be bigger than me. They call me like I'm like the fundora of the lightweights because I fight at 135 and I'm 6'1".
Oh my
okay,
God.
okay. No,
Yeah.
that's a big lightweight there, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. Jesus Christ. 6 feet tall is a huge highway, man.
Yeah,
You're beating
Well,
people off from across the ring.
man, the thing is, everybody that I fight siempre me llegan como al pecho, un poquito más bajito, so it's kind of uncomfortable fighting short guys, but for sure, man, like, when to me, like, a decent lightweight is like somebody 5'9", 5'8". When you got somebody like me, I was talking to, the one that's gonna fight Navarrete, se me olvidó el nombre, contra.
Oscar Valdez.
Oscar Valdez.
Oscar Valdez at the Box Fan Expo. And when he saw me, he's like, dude, when I see dudes like you at 135, you're one of those guys that makes me think twice about moving up in weight. Because he's like, you're huge, bro.
Yeah, and it makes it crazy when we see guys like Espinoza at 126 at that height.
My goodness, man. I mean, listen, the one thing I have to say though, there's fighters who have the frame where you can make that weight comfortably. And then there's fighters who they weight drain themselves, who they do unhealthy things to make that weight, and then that's a problem.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. And I don't think those guys are at an advantage because they're coming in the ring depleted. I think that's the way I
Of course,
view
of
it.
course.
But some people call it weight bullying, but I look at it like, man, those guys are probably not themselves. Like they've drinking water the night before. They're not 100%. like Devin Haney, he was doing that for a long time at 35. I think even 40, he's gonna struggle to make weight.
Man, I was laughing at Punchlines. Punchline Boxing, they did a meme when Devin was fighting at 135. They made him look like 50 cents.
Ilva Piñero,
Oh
saludos.
yeah, he did that movie. Yeah. Nah, Punchlines, he's great on Instagram.
Man, and I gotta big give props when you guys are talking about building up fighters. A good promotional company that's actually from Dominican Republic. They're doing a good job, man. I forgot
Schwan?
the name, but they got Caipo Gallegos. They got a couple of the fighters that are coming up, and they have one world champion right now. That he trains with Salas. I forgot his name. A lo mejor tú lo conoces. Se me olvidó el nombre.
Did Box Lab Promotions maybe? No.
Maybe Box Lab.
They're Cuban.
Dang. No, it's not Box Lab. I forgot their name, man. Ah, shoot. I'll text you guys the names later so you guys figure out who it is.
Ah, pues está bien.
Shout out to Dr.
Manda.
Boxing Talk, man. What's going on? Yeah, no doubt, man. Like, boxing's in a great place right now. I mean, you got a lot of young talent, and we still got a lot of good fights to be made. What do you guys think about Terrence Crawford? You think he's gonna fight Fundora, or you think Spence and Fundora are gonna?
Oh no, that was already settled. They haven't publicly said that, but I'll go out on a limb and say Fundora's team had to dish out a little money to Crawford so that he can step aside, and Fundora can go ahead and fight Errol Spence later this year. Or I think they might even do it in January, Fundora versus Spence. Now, what's next for Crawford? Oh, go ahead.
WBO, they actually told Fundora that if he doesn't defend his title against Crawford, then they're going to strip him off the belt. I'm not sure if it was the WBO or IBF. I forgot which belt he has.
That was the WBO, but after that, because they came with that threat, but after that, I guess they were able to come to some sort of agreement so that he could keep the title and defend versus Spence.
Once he gets in the ring, though, just like they did Jamel when he fought Canelo.
Let's see.
Because Spence is not even ranked.
Because listen, the reason I think that he may not be stripped is because if that's the case, then there would be no reason to give Crawford step aside money.
No,
So-
Crawford's WBC mandatory.
No, WBO.
He's the mandatory WBC. That's why him and Madrimov, they were fighting for it. Because remember,
No. Trust me. Check. You gotta check
remember
that.
Crawford's champion in recess at 47.
No, but check it. I'm telling you, he's
So he gets to move up and he gets automatic shots.
listen. Check. Trust me. Check the. I'm pretty sure we can Google it. He's the mandatory for the WBO title. Or I could be wrong, but let's Google it. And
No,
but
he's champion recess in the WBO too. Because remember, he's undisputed. He never got stripped by the WBO. And he never got stripped by the WBC.
no, but I mean at
It was
150.
only-
I
it was
mean at
only the
150.
IBF that stripped Crawford.
I'm talking about at 154 though.
No, what I'm saying is when you move up, you get automatic shots at the title.
Yes, but I think that the sanctioning
That's how
body.
That's how Devin Haney got a shot at Regis when he moved up from 35 to 40.
No, I know this, but what I'm saying is that I think it was actually the WBO who mandated the fight. I know what you're talking about, the automatic shot.
Yeah. They mandated the Crawford and Fundora.
Exactly, that's my point. So they mandated the fight, right? If Fundora is gonna lose the title, then there will be no reason to give Crawford step aside money because you're gonna lose it. So
Crawford gets elevated.
Exactly. So what I'm hearing is that there was an agreement between Crawford and Fundora so that he can step aside and Fundora can defend the title versus Spence.
Yeah.
We'll find out whether or not that is true. But Fundora is definitely going to fight Errol next.
Okay, so that's probably going to be...
WBO, I'm going to be over there in Puerto Rico October 28th to November 2nd as one of the special guests for the WBO
nice.
convention with my uncle and everything. So we're like I said, man, it's one thing I've learned about boxing. It's all about networking, bro. It's
fact.
not what it used to be. Boxing now is more of a network.
It's a popularity contest, man.
Yeah, I
I know somebody.
They were actually here. Yo, this is crazy. Listen, they were actually here, the WBO, last year. And Terrence Crawford was here. Clarissa Shields was here. here in Dominican
Okay.
Republic. They were doing the WBO convention here, and somebody actually invited me to go, but they invited me to go the same day, and I'm like a 6 hour drive from Punta Cana. So by the time I got there, it would have been over, so I couldn't go.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn,
That's
man.
a
So I,
long
so I
drive, my
missed it.
guy.
I missed it basically.
Tienes que levantarte el día anterior como a las 3 de la mañana.
See, no, I would just go the day before and stay there the night, but I didn't know. I didn't even know that they were here in the Dominican Republic. Somebody hit me up like, "Yo, this is going down here now. Come on." I was like, "Yo, now
That's
6 hours."
top and nine. JSmiff's correct. He's a WBO mandatory as well.
See, WBO.
Yeah, that's true. Bud and Fundora made a deal for Fundora to fight Spence early next year, and if Fundora wins, then he'll have to fight Bud next.
Boom. You see, they came. They. There's an agreement there. So that's why I figured that Fundora was gonna keep the title because.
So does that mean Crawford's still gonna chase that Canelo fight? Is that what he's trying to do here?
I mean,
More time?
what I think is that Crawford is buying time to see if something can happen with Canelo because neither has an opponent. But just in case, if Canelo doesn't happen, Fundora is going to be plan B or Spence. The Fundora or Spence winner is going to be plan B. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure who Canelo's gonna fight next. I mean,
Todavía está muy verde. I think he's still too green. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he is too green.
I've known Diego since the amateurs, you know, so he's way too green. I would say like a reasonable fight for Diego would be maybe Diego versus Berlanga. You know what I mean?
oh, okay, that'd be a good fight. Jeez.
You know what I mean? That'd be a good testing fight for him.
That's a fight.
Because you have somebody that fought Canelo and was able to last. You know what I mean? Let's see what he can do with somebody like that.
Yeah,
Sanders
that'd be
Sayas,
good.
man. Sanders Sayas. I want to see. I think Sanders Sayas he's ready to step up. He's ready. He looks ready to me.
You think he's ready?
Yeah.
You think he's ready for those lions up there in 54? 54
Yeah.
is deep.
I mean, I'm not saying his next fight need to be a title shot, but I believe he's ready to step up. You know, maybe versus a former champion or versus somebody who's very experienced.
Well, he called out Virgil. Said he wants Virgil Ortiz.
That's a tough fight, man. That's a tough fight.
That'd be a good fight though.
That's a
Mexico
tough
versus
fight.
Puerto Rico again.
That's a tough. I mean, Mexico versus Puerto Rico. You know, there's history there. You know, historical
Yeah, exactly,
matchups,
yeah.
historical all-time matchups. So that would just add to that. You know, to all those fights that we've seen between the two.
Yeah, boxing. Dr. Boxing says I don't know, but yeah, I think that's what I think too. He's looking for a Canelo fight to happen. Yeah, man. Crawford's looking for Canelo. I think so, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna give it to him. I think Canelo's on his own agenda right now. He doesn't really want to work with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Looks like.
Well, it's just, if you really think about it, Turkish, when he said that he was going to make pay-per-views $20 because Canelo was charging $89.99, which they had a big pay-per-view to pretty much anybody, which is good, but at the same time, it's hurting the market of a boxer making money through that, because a lot of us, we get 15 to 20% off pay-per-views in off pay-per-view sales that people use or buy from us, you know what I mean? So it's taking a hit on the fighter's purse too, and that's what I respect Canelo for kind of like not supporting in that aspect, because at the end of the day, bro, we go in there and it's a sport. We gotta make money. We come out. We gotta take care of our families. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think some of the fighters don't need Turkey Al-Sheikh in a sense of they can make their own way. Like Tank, I think Tank's in that spotlight also, where he doesn't need Turkey Al-Sheikh. He's gonna sell what he's gonna sell. He's gonna make his own money. So why would you want to go over there, like you said, where you're gonna be $20 pay-per-views, make less money, when you can do your own show, bet on yourself, bet on your own situation, make bang.
What do you guys think about the new pound for pound list from BoxRec?
Oh, I haven't seen it really. No, I haven't seen it.
So they
I'll take a look at it right now. I'll pull it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Got the world there.
But what you got? What you were gonna tell us about the list, Joey?
I honestly don't think the list is accurate because they got
On the
Canelo
side
as
here.
number 4. You know what I mean? Like
Sue me in a bit.
they got Gervonta Davis number 2. They got number 1. They got
Whoa.
Japanese monster Inoue. You know what I
Let me
mean?
see.
So
Let me
it's
see
like,
let's see the top five.
Okay, here we go. Anyway, is one.
okay, oh, they switched it up because they had Canelo at number 4
Oh,
a
you
couple
know
days
what?
ago.
Does BoxRec does like a point system, which is weird. They do a point system.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I was upset at that, man. I said, how you gonna put Canelo number 4 and then Gervonta on top of Canelo? Gervonta is definitely, I would say, like number 3, number 4, how they have him there, but not
Yeah.
no
I
number
mean,
2.
Gervonta ahead of Crawford, to me, that's wild.
Yeah,
Wild.
That's true. That's
they
true.
they
And
value
ahead of
KOs.
Beterbiev and ahead of Beterbiev, that's wild. Beterbiev been
Yeah.
undisputed in 2 divisions. I mean, undisputed
Yeah.
now. Nah, man, that's wild. I think
Nah,
you
I
know.
agree.
Look, this is why I believe that some pound for pound lists are so different from others, and why that one is trash, right? I,
That one has a criteria though. I will say that. Like
that
they base
criteria
it
is
off of
trash. But by what I see, the criteria is trash, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, the pound for pound list should be based on what you have done, right? If I'm comparing two fighters, it has to be based on what they have done, not based on what I think they can do. So, so when you put Tank Davis at number 3, all you're saying is he's exciting and you believe he can do all these things. But let's keep it 100%. He hasn't done horse manure in compared to the people behind him. So how you put him at number 3? Your pound for pound list is trash. To me, Tank, I
I
cannot.
agree with you on that. Because if you really think about it, Tank only has a regular WBA title, I think, or a Super World title now. But just one for the WBA.
He was elevated to
you
that.
can't put him ahead of 2 undisputed champions.
You're gonna put him ahead of undisputed champions, champions from multi divisions, champions who unified. Come on, bro. Like that's yo. If we look at who you beat and we base pound for pound on that, because that's what it's really about. Who beat the best, right? If we use that criteria, which should be the most important, Tank Davis doesn't make the top 6, top 7. No
Yeah,
way.
but if
He
you
doesn't
do
make it.
that now Crawford not in the top 3.
Because listen, if we're going by
He only
talent,
beat Spence.
listen, if we're going by
Let's be honest here.
but listen, if we go by talent alone and like, oh, we know what he can do, well, just go ahead, put Boots at number 1. Put him at number
Well,
1. He don't gotta
that's
do
also
nothing.
their value. They say what would each guy do at each weight.
But
People do value it like that.
but that's what I'm saying. Just
I mean,
might as well.
I don't do my list like that, but
What I'm
I do
saying,
mine off accomplishments like you.
put Boots at number 1. Then might as well, because we know what he can accomplish, but he hasn't done it yet, so he's not on the pound for pound list.
Nah, well, Boots is not. Nah. Yo, wow. Hey, brother, I can drop the link if you want to jump in, my guy. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, different people have different opinions. I think pound for pound lists are so subjective, man. I don't think that you can make them one way.
But if listen, the thing is that people have turned pound for pound into whatever they want it to be. Let's go to what it was
Yeah, no
invented. Let's go to the basic, right? What the pound for pound list was invented for, right? The pound for pound list was designed because obviously a welterweight and a cruiserweight will never fight each other. So the pound for pound list gives us an imaginary fight to say if they fought each other, who would win, right? That's what the pound for pound list tells us. The number 1 guy will beat all these guys if they could fight each other, right? Now, the main principle that has always been used, if you look at the history of pound for pounds, has always been, who did you beat? When Muhammad Ali, you know,
divisions are weak though. We can't do that, man.
no,
Crawford
but
was in a weak 40 when it was weak.
Okay,
When he was
okay.
there, it was weak.
But when
now
the-
it's loaded.
Okay.
Golden now.
Okay.
So what you think wins that Devin Haney has there now mean more than Terrence Crawford's record?
So
That's what
so
you're saying now.
so let me
If
say
he
so.
beat a Tito, if he beat a Hoyo, if he beat a Twan Russell there,
But listen to
that might
this.
be better than Crawford's 40.
But listen to this. Listen to this. This is all it goes down to, right? When we're questioning the opponents he faced because there was nobody there, all I have to do is refer you to the Errol Spence fight. You can say it's just one, but he showed us that he is who we thought he was. We already saw it.
Yeah, that's one fight. That's
But
not
we
what
saw it. Listen,
you
listen.
can't value
Listen.
one fight over
Listen.
four.
No, no,
You can't do that.
I'm not valuing one fight. I'm
Because
valuing. Listen,
by
listen.
your standards, Canelo Alvarez is number
Listen
one.
to this.
Because
Listen
he's
to this.
fighting the best fighters
Listen to
of
this.
everybody in boxing.
Hold on, hold on. Listen to this. I'm not valuing one fight. I'm saying I'm taking his whole career, right? His accomplishments. Undisputed champion, champion in multiple divisions, undisputed in 2 divisions. Now, when you take all of that and you say, who he beat? Okay, now he beat an undefeated 3-belt champion. So now he showed us that he can beat the top guy. So there's no question about it. So then,
That's
oh,
one.
okay, you can say
But
that it.
Usyk-
Look.
Usyk beat three.
Look,
Usyk
you
beat
look,
three.
look. You can
He
say,
beat
look,
Fury,
look.
AJ. Yo,
But
he beat the whole
listen,
team.
listen. But your focus is that it's one. But that one had the 3 belts in the division and beat all the other champions in the division. And by the way, two of the champions that he beat on the way to getting those 3 belts, Crawford beat him too. So the angle,
Yeah.
well, it's only one guy. It's only Errol Spence, but look at the rest of his resume. How many champions he beat? He beat Amir Khan. He beat, Terrence Crawford beat some very good fighters. So when you're saying it's just one
Beat
guy,
Khan, okay. Let's be real about the
one guy,
Be real about
I'm
the
gonna have
health.
to disconnect. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
disconnect because I had to
Bro.
wake up, go run in the morning.
My
Good,
guy.
bro.
So,
Thanks
All right,
for
guys,
buzzing
have
in,
a
my
blessed
guy.
night, okay?
Appreciate you.
appreciate
Yeah,
you
man.
jumping on with us, brother. But let's look. If we look at Terrence Crawford resume, right? You were just laughing. You were just laughing at Amir Khan. Amir Khan is a champion.
No,
Wait. Actually, a multi-division champion, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
watch this. So why when we talk about Floyd Mayweather, we just say he beat 20-something champions, but when we talk about Terrence,
It's not 28. He says
Okay.
28, but he beat 26.
okay, he beat 26 champions. But why when we talk about Terrence?
So,
So-
a small Marquez. I'm not gonna let Floyd off the hook. I'm gonna get Floyd.
I know, but you're making that argument now. But my point is, as a response to what I'm saying. But my point is, when we talk about Floyd, it's just he beat this many champions. What's up? But when we talk about Crawford, oh no, listen, this.
Go Floyd.
I'm not
talking because of what he did at when he beat Canelo when he was 39 or 36, whatever he
It was
That's
36.
impressive to me. When he
36.
beat 26 Canelo, that's impressive to me.
He was
It's
36.
kind of reversed to a Crawford. You know, even him and Mercon were like damn near the same age. They're both old.
Okay, you can say that. But if you're tuned in, which you are, come on, brother. You know as well as I. Listen.
And Floyd beat
Let me say something. You know what's the difference? The first thing is that you have to see that you're acknowledging Buck Crawford's greatness by making the comparison to Floyd and by bringing up Canelo.
Oh, no
You're
doubt.
bringing
No
up great fighters. That shows you how great
Yeah.
Crawford is. Look where the bar
doubt.
is. Look where the bar is, the names that we have to bring up. But we have to take into account. You have to take into account. Floyd Mayweather had a career where he had a fan base who wasn't happy with the way he fought, who called him a runner, who called him a dancer, and all these other things. But all that thing was overshadowed. All those things were overshadowed by the champions that he beat, and he retired undefeated. That's it. Nobody care about your little crying about he runs.
I could look down Floyd's and Mayweather's record and tell you where he went, where he just got people at the right time. Like a lot of Floyd's wins was like that.
Okay, a lot.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. A lot of his early, like his Pretty Boy stage, was probably
So
his best.
so
stage.
watch this. So the
Pretty Boy
fact.
was probably his best
Look,
stage. To
look.
be honest.
But look what you're saying validates the argument about Crawford. You're now doing the same thing to Crawford. You're saying, oh, but look at Amir Khan, come on. And you're doing the same thing. So if you can do the same thing to Mayweather that you're doing to Crawford, right there we see the greatness. Right there you're saying it. I'm doing the same thing to both.
But Floyd's not my GOAT. See, Floyd probably your GOAT. He ain't my GOAT.
No,
I'm trying
but
to tell you guys, I hold Floyd. I don't look at him like that. I don't look at him like no GOAT to me.
but my brother,
my GOAT is Roy Jones Jr. That's what my GOAT is.
But
I think that Lloyd even more of a GOAT than Floyd.
But my brother, I don't even know when this conversation turned into the GOAT. Like, I don't even know when we went into the GOAT.
I'm just saying. You're saying I hold Floyd's bar, but I don't consider Floyd the top of the bar. Is what I'm saying. That's all.
No. Listen, you may not consider him the top of the bar, but on the all-time greats, where do you have him?
Oh, well, it's probably 2 for me. 2, easy.
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go. If we're comparing Terrence Crawford to the number 2 of all time in your list, then that right there shows where Crawford is at. People are always
And
look.
I think if he can win 54 and beat Canelo, he's the best ever. I've been saying that about Crawford. If he do that, I'm putting him as the best ever just because of the way 54 is. It's a deep division right now.
Nah, listen, to be honest, if he beat Canelo, I don't have him as the best ever. The reason I don't have him as the best ever is because 2 people already beat Canelo, right? To me, for me to have him, Crawford, as the best ever, he got to beat Boots. Why? Because if he fight Boots, he would be... I'll tell you why. Because he would be 37 years old, a year older than Canelo, than Floyd was when he fought Canelo, and he would be fighting the much younger, stronger, faster, the guy that has all the physical assets over him. Going in and beating a guy like that at your age, at the end of your career, that would be greatness. Pure, another level of greatness.
He's still older than Canelo.
Because I tell you what.
Crawford's still older than Canelo.
Yeah, but that's 2 years. That's not a big difference. That's not a big of a difference.
Yeah, but
2 years.
Canelo's resume.
Yo, Canelo's been in a lot more wars than Crawford.
Not even in the same.
No. But what I'm saying is, Jerome Boots Ennis will present more problems to Terrence Crawford than Canelo. With Canelo, listen, with Canelo, what everybody says.
I don't know, man.
I want you to notice this.
The size.
I want you to notice this. With Canelo, what everybody refers to is the weight. The 168. It's too big. 168. So everybody's argument is pretty much about Canelo's strength. About Canelo's power over Crawford, because that's what you're referring to when you talk about weight, right? But nobody's really... Listen. Nobody...
Nah, doctor, I ain't saying that, bro. Yeah, he's saying Bud has to go back down. No, I'm just saying, like, 140 now today is way deeper than what Bud was there. So I'm saying if Devin Haney was to undispute 140, it'd be more impressive than what Bud did. That's all I'm saying. Like, I said, basically, you don't control who's in your division at whatever time. Like, Usyk was in a weak cruiserweight, but now cruiserweight's probably better right now. But I don't think he needs to go back there to undispute, because he already did that. You can't control who's in your lane. Like Floyd Mayweather too. Like he just had the right names at the right time. Like you said, he had a lot of names.
Yeah.
And look at Tank. Tank doesn't have a lot of names. Like Tank does not have a lot of names. 35 is probably Shakur, and then who else?
No. Tank, in reality,
William Zepeda?
In reality, Tank does, because he can make 140. So in reality,
saying they don't want to go there.
In reality, all the names at 135 and 140 are on the list for Tank. Now, he don't want to make those fights. That's different. But pretty much everybody who has a name has already said, "Yo, I'll sign that contract." Tank, send it. Pretty much everybody with a name wanted, because Tank is the payday.
Right.
Tank is the payday.
Nah, you're right, man.
Shakur Stevenson. Yeah.
He don't want to fight, and I tell all his fans, I'm like, I just want to see him at 140, because I feel like those names are there for the taking. Like those guys will fight him, like you said, and I think he can beat most of those guys, if not all of them. But they said they want to stay at 35, so we're not gonna bully Tank fans no more, man.
Listen,
We're
man,
not gonna
Tank.
bully those
I'm
guys.
just tell you like this, man. Tank is about to be 30 years old. So
Yeah,
the thing is that his fans, most, I'm not gonna say all of his fans, but many of his fans just want to see him fight. And I've had people tell me, "Yo, I don't care who he fights.
who he
It's
fights?
gonna, I just
Yeah,
want to
that's the
see. I just
worst.
want to see a
Yeah,
cool knockout. That's it." So
exactly.
when you have a
That's the
fan
worst.
base that's gonna support whoever you fight, then you can fight anybody.
Exactly, because you're gonna sell out. It's terrible, man. It's terrible, man. But I'm on Turkey.
Tank is gonna make his money. You're on mute, my brother.
I want fighters, man. I want to see these guys fight. This is the only thing I think the Beterbiev and Bivol fight missed.
Whoa. Oh, that was after. That was after. Was that
You get
after
no
the
press
Bivol fight?
conference drama, bro. You get no drama.
Yo. Let me tell you like this, my brother. I was about to have some type of press conference drama yesterday, man. Luckily, nothing went down. But reporters be a little bit. Oh, don't get in the way of my shot, man. Shut the hell up.
They be edgy. Oh man, it's the way of a shot. That's crazy.
Oh man. Nah, cause the thing is, yo, dudes, you'll be recording here and they'll position themselves in a way that you're in front of them and they'll tell you, yo, you're in the way of my shot.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's wild, man. That's wild. But man, you see Turkey Al Sheikh said he's gonna do the 5v5 again. He said he's gonna do another one next year with Matchroom against Queensberry again. So it looks like I think Dubois and AJ rematch is gonna headline that. So we giving AJ a shot. We think he can beat Dubois, or is AJ done?
To be honest, I'm giving AJ a shot. I'm giving him a shot.
Okay.
I think, that he can make adjustments. However, we have to see. Let me put it to you like this. I feel like the AJ who rematched Andy Ruiz could have beat Dubois. The AJ that's on his toes, moving around, keeping
Yo,
that jab.
I thought that's how the fight was gonna go. That's why I said it was gonna be a boring fight because I thought he was gonna do that. But then he tried to he tried to rush Dubois. He tried to commit. He tried to
Yo.
do a lot of things that I was like, yo, AJ, what are you doing? Like,
And you saw him also, and fighters do that when they're almost using their punches to defend themselves as opposed to make an effective
yes,
attack. He was at times like so overcommitting with the right hand, like just diving into the right hand. Like, what are you doing?
yep, yeah,
Yeah, he looked
yeah.
real sloppy.
I,
He looked real sloppy.
I don't know what happened in preparation. If I don't know. They just didn't. It didn't look good, man. It looked bad. It didn't look good at all. I was really concerned because I thought like AJ's done. I was like, man, AJ ain't it.
And the thing about AJ so far that we've seen in his career, when he gets hurt in a fight, he's
Yeah,
either getting stopped or just getting beat up. You know, that's
yeah,
not a
you're
good
right,
look.
man.
That's not a good look. It's almost like once you hurt him, he can't really bounce back. And that wasn't the case. You know what? That wasn't the case early in his career. He got rocked a few times and came back and knocked out his opponent. But
Yeah, you're right, man.
it seems like his punch resistance has gone down, especially after he fought Ruiz. It's almost like if he get hurt, that's it. He's done.
Yo, you think the Ruiz fight did that? Made him punch drunk or whatever.
I mean, I'm not gonna say punch drunk, but a tough fight can drastically decrease a fighter's punch resistance.
Yeah,
And right now it seems
yeah,
like he's ready to go from a good shot. He's ready to start wobbling around and all that.
right. I thought for me it was the Usyk fights that took him out because I think it was the last one they fought. He threw the belt out the ring. He was all mad, taking the mic away from Usyk. And I was he went like head case mode. I was like, man, like AJ not taking this loss too well.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He definitely didn't take. You know that loss affected him mentally. You could see that he was broken down. The way he was acting, the way he was. You know, even in the presser afterwards, you could see him erratic, upset, and trying to be,
Hmm.
you know, his high horse. Like, you know, he was just, you know, a head case that day. And
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I believe that even though he was able to bounce back and beat Andy Ruiz, I think that first loss, because you got to remember, he got hurt real bad in that fight. You know, he got
yeah.
hurt.
The Ruiz fight.
His
Yeah,
whole equilibrium, you know, got messed up, and that was the first time he lost, and it was by stoppage. So, you know,
yeah.
taking that type of loss, yo, it's tough. It's tough. I don't think, you
And
know,
you know what
because he
affected
bounced back. He bounced back, but you remember the way that he fought Ruiz in the rematch. You know,
Yep, he was scared.
he didn't take a single big shot. He didn't take in that rematch. So we've
Yeah,
already seen what happens when he get hurt.
he got the big ring, and he was just circling that ring, just jabbing. Which was odd to me that he didn't want to go back to America and get his lick back. Like I thought for sure he would have said,
Salute my
"Forget
peoples.
that. We going back to the Garden, and I'm gonna floor this fat boy." That's what he should have did.
You saw it, man. He was super cautious in the rematch and won. You know, he boxed and won. That's what I thought was gonna happen versus Dubois, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. And you know what? If you watch the fight, this fight versus Dubois, yo, AJ, it seems like he had no legs at all from the beginning. We never
Nah.
saw, you know, the AJ that was with Ruiz bouncing on his toes, moving around. We
Yeah,
never
he didn't
saw
do
a
none of
glimpse
that.
of that AJ.
Yeah, and like Dubois actually had a good jab. I was surprised by that. I thought AJ had the better jab, but no, Dubois' jab was on
Yeah,
point.
it was on point.
It was
Sharp.
like
It was
he
super
got it
sharp.
right there, and then he was coming over with that straight, and AJ did not see it behind that jab, and he got clipped.
Yeah, man.
But
AJ, listen,
I don't know, man.
I believe that AJ can make some adjustments and have success in a rematch. But to be honest, yo, I don't know if AJ has that fire in him.
Yeah, that's what I
I
think. I
don't
think he
know,
should have
man.
just fought Wilder. He should have just went after
I don't
Wilder,
know,
got an easy
man.
win.
I don't know if he
Beat
has
the
that
dude up that
fire,
be talking
man.
crazy.
He listen. That if we look at AJ's last 5 fights, that was probably his worst performance. Cause
Yeah.
he lost to Usyk, but he had a few moments and he kept coming
Nah, he
forward and he
did.
kept, you know, being
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
aggressive. But this was he stunk up the joint.
Yeah, yeah. You're right, man. This was his worst performance by far. I never seen like I seen like we saw AJ get stopped, but he was on his feet. This guy was out. Like he was out, couldn't get up.
He looked
It was
awkward
ugly,
at
man. It was
times too. He looked
bad.
awkward at times coming forward. Like he just couldn't get in the rhythm.
Yeah, that's weird because I thought Dubois was gonna be like that because of the way the setting was 90,000 people, Wembley Stadium. I'm like, oh, yo, Dubois gonna get caught in the lights. Yo, it looked like AJ got caught in the lights.
And AJ's the guy who's been on the big stage how many times already? That
Right,
didn't
man.
matter
That
though. That
shouldn't
just didn't
it
matter.
shouldn't have never looked like that at all. But like you said, he
And
might be.
but you know what? When AJ got hurt, when he got dropped early,
Mhm.
I already had a bad feeling because he got up and you saw him like he was chilling, like he didn't have that sense of urgency, like oh shit, hold on,
Yeah,
like he was just taking it easy, like yo, my man, you
yeah,
almost got knocked out. What is you doing?
yeah. And then he's in the corner and he's saying, "Yo, he ain't shit." It's like, bro, you
What?
getting your ass whooped right now. He is shit. Like you gotta
Like
protect yourself, man. You gotta figure it out.
like yo, how he ain't shit? And my man's is out there pummeling you. Yo, what are we talking about?
Yo, yo,
What
and
are
then
we
he got a
talking
good shot
about?
on Dubois and he went for it. And I'm like, why is he going for it? Like, dang. And then next thing we knew, he was out cold in the corner. Couldn't get
But
up.
I'll stand by what I said earlier. I believe that AJ, you know, has the talent, the resources to make adjustments and be successful in a rematch. Now, does he have that fire? Does he want to be a champion? Does he want to go all in like he should? I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. That's to be seen.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, especially because Dubois has actually had some good wins here. He's been on a good win streak.
He's on a
He
run.
defeated
That's the thing
Miller,
too. Dubois on a run.
Beterbiev. Yeah, man, he's got some good wins. So he's kind of on a roll right now because he's getting back to that Usyk fight. You know, he felt like he won that one when he hit him on the, below the belt. Some people think it was the belt line. So like, shout out to Dubois, but it'll be interesting to see how that pans out, man. I mean, AJ. But yeah, you got Fury and Usyk in December. Um, I'm actually looking at the co-main for that, man. The guy that fought Virgil, Sergey Bohechuk, and Israel Majimov. That's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be a really good fight. Like we're actually gonna see, because I think a lot of people think Majimov is not good because of, he had 11 fights, but the Crawford clearly showed us he's good, man.
No, no, and listen. To be honest, I don't believe that at all. To me, that's a crazy perspective to say. Oh, the number of fight will tell me how good he is. It's not.
Right.
You have to understand that these European fighters, stay in the amateur program for years, and even though they're amateurs, but they're pretty much professional fighters fighting as amateurs. These guys are training with professionals, sparring with professionals, professional trainers, coaches. So 11, it's kind of like Lomachenko, bro. Remember Lomachenko only had 10 fights and was already a champion in how many divisions? So you can't
Right.
go by that. You can't just say, oh, the number of wins a fighter has determines how good he is. That's false. And Madrimov, by the way, is a very good fighter, and he showed that by going 12 with Terence Crawford and giving him a good fight.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to get better at that. No, no doubt, man. I mean, Badramov, I thought was really good, man. And I watched tape on him. I did think he did a lot of jumping at first, but in the Terence Crawford fight, he was locked in. Like he wasn't making any mistakes really. He never took chances really, but like he showed extreme discipline to me, which
Yeah.
means to tell me he can fight a complete fight.
And you have to be in extremely good shape to fight the way that he did Crawford, because he was constantly
Right.
feigning throughout
Right
the
in
whole
front of him.
fight.
Yeah, man. Yep.
That's not
Yep,
easy.
That's true.
That's not easy.
Terence Crawford's a great counter puncher, and he was right there trying to close the gap the whole fight. And Sergey Boychuk, who just like he fought Virgil Ortiz. A lot of people thought he beat Virgil, dropped Virgil twice in that fight.
Yeah, he
So
put
he's
hands on
matching
Virgil.
him off, man. That guy's heavy handed. He's tough too. He just keeps coming. Like he's got that Nick Ball pressure. He just stays on the gas.
I'm going with Madrimov to win that fight.
Yeah, I think Majimov will win too, and I think we'll see levels with Majimov. Like we'll see him exploit Boychuk, and people will probably start to give Crawford credit for that win once they see how that fight plays out.
Man,
What do you think
listen,
about Fury and Usyk rematch? We got one in there.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I personally see Usyk winning the rematch, winning 10 times out of 10 versus Fury, simply because, like I said before, man, Fury, he's been fighting out of shape throughout most of his career. Throughout most of his career. The thing is, when you're young, you get away with a lot of things. Like, I'll give you an example. There's young boxers who barely run in preparation for a fight. There's even been
Oh,
fighters.
that's crazy.
There's even been fighters who didn't run at all and went and fought and did great in their fight. You could do that at 18, 19, 20. But guess what? As you get older, the shape that you're in is going to dictate how you perform. That's why if you look at, okay, Manny Pacquiao, who became the oldest welterweight champion, look at the type of shape that guy's in. Look at Floyd
Yeah,
Mayweather. Look at
yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, the type of shape he was always in. Even after retirement, the type of, Fury being out of shape is already catching up to him. And we saw that with Nagano. Remember Nagano put hands and feet on him?
Yeah, he dropped him, didn't he?
Nagano dropped
in
him.
that fight.
So we already saw glimpse an MMA guy who AJ
Yeah.
completely destroyed easily, because this is not a boxer. AJ did what he was supposed
Yeah.
to. This guy had Fury with his ass on the canvas, feet up, feet up. Like, that's embarrassing, bro.
Yo, he had the MMA fans thinking that Nagano really won, man. Like,
Come
hey, you're
on,
number
bro.
one.
So that's you embarrassed the whole boxing community. Matter of fact. So, and then what happens after? What happens after that embarrassment? You get your ass dominated by Usyk. So what I'm seeing is that decline because you are not in shape. You haven't been in shape, but now your age is catching up to you. That combination of not being in shape and getting older in age is the perfect storm for you to get your ass whooped.
No doubt, man. I think it's over for that generation of heavyweights. We saw Wilder get spin around by Zhang and get dropped.
No, no, no.
AJ just got dropped.
Yo, Wilder was actually practicing. Yo, Wilder was practicing that spin
Yeah.
move. How you practicing a spin move and get knocked out doing that spin move? Like, was you practicing to get knocked out?
Yo, Wilder, man. Wilder went out sad. I couldn't believe that Zhang do that to him. I was like, man,
My
this
boy
dude,
did it. My
man.
boy did a
He doing all the
360.
slap punches now. Yo, he's sad, man. It's sad, but I think I got Usyk winning. I think Usyk's just got that win gene. He not gonna lose, man. He's not gonna let anybody beat him. You know, he understands urgency. Like when he was down in that fight, he knew he had to get something going. And well, he almost stopped Fury. Like I feel like if the ropes didn't hold Fury up,
Yeah.
and the ref just let
No, the
that
ref.
go,
To
he
me,
would
the
have
ref
stopped
saved
him.
him. To me, the ref
Yeah,
saved
the
him.
ref saved him.
Me, the ref saved
No,
him.
man.
Me, the ref
You
saved
see, the
him.
ref just let
Because
that go.
there was a moment where he was defenseless,
Yeah, he was just
and
like
this guy
running
could
around the
have
ring.
destroyed him, and the ref saved him.
Yeah, yo, the ref did save him, man. I thought Usyk was gonna stop him right there. Yo, I think this fight will probably be a little harder because Fury will probably try to come
Yeah,
ready,
yeah.
but Usyk, he knows what he's got to do. He's already took,
I'm telling you.
Fury's best shots. He
And
already knows
we
what it
look,
is.
we already know that there's no way that Fury is gonna show up in better shape than Usyk. That's a given. We already
No.
know that, right? So this
Yeah.
fighter is gonna be in better shape. He's gonna be more mobile, and now you're gonna have a Fury who's now a little bit older than the last time, who took another beating that is on that belt. So to me,
Yeah.
nah, man. To me, it's gonna be the same result. It might actually be worse because this time Usyk might decide to try to get the stoppage.
Yeah, you're right, man. Usyk probably will turn it up if he gets the opportunity. Not let it slip again like he did, but man, it's gonna be a good end of the year though. I think that's in December, so that'll end us off really good, and then hopefully, if the way this Spencer Vendora thing is sounding, it might be a co-main event on Morel and Benavides, because that's in Las Vegas, I think.
I'm not sure about that because what I'm hearing the co-main for that might
Mm,
be Bubu and Charlo and Mo Charlo.
okay. Oh no, I thought the co-main for that was actually in Europe. I thought it was Isaac Cruz and Rayo again rematch.
Uh, you know what? We'll find out because all that stuff is
Yeah,
subjective to change.
yeah, it's all
Errol
speculation
Spence and
right now.
Fedora was supposed to fight in October, then in December, and now it's gonna be in January. So
Yeah,
we have to wait.
yeah. So
Nothing's
no,
been
maybe they
announced.
still fight in Dallas then. Maybe they fight in Dallas and maybe Jamal Charlo because he's from Dallas or he's from Texas, so maybe he's on the undercard there.
I
That
want to
might
see.
make sense
Listen,
then.
I'm hoping that Shakur with his injury that's gonna be all taken care of, and for early 2025 we'll be able to get Shakur versus Zepeda, and see where we go from
Hmm.
there because that's a unification bout.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not unification though. The Peter's just ranked number one, isn't he? In all the
Oh,
bodies. I think he's ranked number one in all the bodies or
are
something
you
like that.
sure he doesn't have a belt? He doesn't have a title. I thought Zepeda
No,
won
I
it.
think Tapeda's
Or
just
he has
fighting
one of
for
those
everybody.
secondary, one of those.
Maybe. But yeah, maybe Zepeda should have fought Barranca. He should have got a strap. That's what he should have did. I don't know why they didn't push for that. He's like ranked number one in all bodies.
I mean, he's a heck of a
But
fight.
I know for sure, yeah, Zepeda's gonna be tough for score. If he can keep that pace, that'd be interesting to see. But Shakur going right into that fight, that's even interesting too because he's gonna be like what, coming off months
I
of
mean,
inactivity. Not in, not
Coming
in,
off
not
injury.
in the gym.
Coming off injury.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
wondering if he'll be able to get that
You said
fight.
the Ryo versus was playing.
I'm wondering if Shakur will fight Zepeda.
Spence versus Pandora supposed to be in. Yeah, Zepeda's fighting
That
in
Zepeda's not gonna make it to Shakur. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Jennifer was there to spoil the show for sure, man.
So,
Yeah.
el
If he
fantasma,
beats
¿qué es lo que
Zepeda,
hermano mío?
that'd be unfortunate for Shakur because I want to see Shakur fight a guy like Zepeda.
I mean, I want to see Shakur fight Zepeda simply because that style Zepeda has. To be honest, Tevin Farmer is not a guy I
Yes.
want to see fight Shakur. I think that could make for a type of matchup
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it could be like
Not very good.
not a very good fight. Because I know that
Yeah, I
Tevin will
agree.
try to be technical with Shakur and try to outbox him, and it's gonna be one of those fights where he's gonna be the one. Nah. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's not. Yeah, I don't want to see that fight either. I agree, man.
But I
I'll
tell
take
you what.
Shakur,
But I tell you
Kevin
what.
Farmer.
I don't want to see Shakur versus Tevin Farmer. But if Tevin Farmer wins, if he beats Zepeda, then I support it. He deserves his opportunity, and I'll support it.
Yeah, he does because he's worked his way back, which is what we always want to see.
Of
I
course.
think he had a good fight against Raymond Mulataya,
Definitely.
but
Yo, my peoples,
yeah,
listen,
man.
man. I'm up in here
I'm
in
about
Boxing Up North. You know what I'm saying? Boxing
sir.
Talk Up North with my boy Ryan Frazier. Go to YouTube and check him out. You have to do it. This is that YouTube channel, The Plug, my peoples.
Sir, yo, I'm about to head on out though, so let the people know where they can find you, JSmiff.
You already know, my peoples. You can check me out on Box Center with JSmiff, the YouTube channel. Check me out, subscribe. And of course, Boxing Talk Up North. My boy Ryan Frazier, y'all already know what it is, man. He always coming in hot.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in with me, man. Doing this thing. And yeah, man, we'll have to get on here soon. I get some time, brother.
Y'all already know, my peoples.
Yes, sir. I appreciate.
Shut the fuck. My peoples. Y'all know I was talking boxing, with my peoples. And I want to tell you guys like this right now, man. I gotta talk to you because I was over there talking to Ryan and whatnot, but now I'm gonna talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I gotta holler at you right quick. Let me get my glasses so I can politic with y'all. So Arthur Beterbiev, Dmitri Bivol. Listen, that fight, it played out in a way like I told y'all that it was gonna play out. Dmitri Bivol, the first 6 rounds, he was ahead on the cards like I said he would be. He was fighting very effective. He had a great plan. Beterbiev increasingly became more aggressive and started landing big shots. And it was a close fight. It was a competitive fight like I thought it would be. The decision, it didn't go the way in Bivol's favor and in my favor. I felt, to be honest, that he edged out the win. However, the fight was so close that it could have honestly gone either way. I respect the judge's decision. I understand, when a fight is real competitive, when you got those swing rounds, usually the judges are going to score it for the more aggressive fighter, for the guy that's coming forward, throwing more punches. Played out the way that it did. There you have it, my peoples. But I appreciate you joining me. Y'all already know, man. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show, my peoples. You see what I'm saying? El Fantasma, that's what I'm talking about. It was a very good fight. It was competitive, but I felt like Bivol edged it out. That was my opinion. Yo, my peoples, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Original boxing content coming right up. I hope you guys enjoy it, man. I do this for you. I do this for y'all. I'm your connections. I'm your plug. You already see it right there. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. Don't forget to watch Box Center, the show, Mondays through Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, And of course, box center. Whoa. So guys, let me just tell you, this is crazy. I rescued a bat. A bat. Like Batman. I rescued the bat and he's over here. I've been giving him his bananas. I've been hydrating him. So he's in good shape. He's healing. But now I'm going to have a pet bat and his name is Bruce Wayne. But I got to let you go, my peoples. Got to take care of Bruce Wayne. I appreciate you checking in with me. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that like button. I'm going to check y'all tomorrow. Peace.